never been under Sasha, you can see, and you see the thermostat is there, improved racing thermostat. So these are the factory bag. Well, this is the factory bag, and that's the new bag. If you're new here, welcome to the AutoLust YouTube channel. If you're already an AutoLust family member, thank you, and what's swinging, gang. So on the last video, I explained to you guys exactly why Sasha, oh man, damn, she looks good in that shot right there. Oh man, I need to put that on a t-shirt. But yeah, I explained to you guys exactly why Sasha wasn't hooking up at the track, and it had a lot to do with her grip and especially her torque management. It had nothing to do with tire pressure. It had nothing to do with boost by gear or any of that stuff. You got to do what needs to be done first, because even if I had boost by gear in the largest tire possible, the torque management wasn't correct on the transmission, and XHP finally straightened that out. At least I'm on V3 of my custom tune, so we'll see next time I go to the track. But I told you guys I was ordering custom F90 intercoolers so I could modify those, because my stock F90 intercoolers, which doesn't come on the F86, they were custom made to fit. One of the ports were, it was a restriction, so I was getting 20-degree difference in intake temps on both sides of the engine, well, one versus the other. So it was a delay on those coolers, and I mean, it took about 4 days for them to actually ship. So they will be here next week. But while I had the car up in the air checking for that, I found out some other things that I needed to do, and I'm going to show you those as well. And one of them doesn't look good. So, but I mean, while I got the car up, it's definitely worth fixing those things. And if you guys own a BMW SUV, you better look into these things, because I mean, these things could be bad, really bad. So okay, for any of you guys who never been under Sasha, you can see this is her. It's a little dirty, but this is her 4-inch carbon fiber drive shaft. Made by the good friends at Gulf Coast Drive Shaft, right there. And you can see her center bearing mount was cut out and painted with Pour 15, which is the best rust preventative paint you can buy, known to man. And then you can see her transmission lines. That's a thermostat that opens right there. And then you can see the transmission lines. They follow each other way too closely, going to the cooler, which also has a sensor to tell the fan when's to turn on. And that's a custom race billet full flow filter, cooler made for drag cars. So I mean, most of the time the fan doesn't even turn on, just air going through it, cools it enough. And yeah, those exhaust tips are fake. Sasha's real exhaust dumps down way before that, like right at the rear axle. As you can see, I have it down on the ground. Man, it's not easy doing this type of shit on the ground. But I'm going to be separating these, the hot and the cold line. And how I'm going to do that is, these things are 25 pounds each. As you can see, hold on, I know you can hear that, and it's hell pulling it off, even with the coating on there. So these are what I'm going to make for custom mounting points to put the cold line above the drive shaft and leave the hot line down, because having the transmission lines this close together, let me back this camera up a little bit. Oh, going the wrong way. Back up. Yeah, having these transmission lines this close together, the hot line is just going to heat the cold line right back up, because these aren't doing their job. I mean, that's not enough room for my personal preference. So I'm gonna separate them more, and that'll stop the fan from working as hard during like heavy launches and hard driving. And also, as you can see, the bags, I'll show you the bags. You can see that factory bag here. Wait, there it is. You see that factory bag there is blown up still. It's still holding air even though the car is in the air. But this bag here, where is it? You can see that it's fully deflated. I mean, fully deflated. It's all wrinkled up, and yeah, it's over with for that bag. So I'm gonna be swapping the bags out too while I have her in the air. Good maintenance, man. Oh yeah, for you original AutoLust guys, my brake line job that I did above the rear end is still holding. No leaks, custom brake lines. As you know, these two little brake lines right here are hell to get to. So when I was swapping all the brake lines out for the ECS tuning, braided brake lines, I had to drop the rear end just to get to these two little ones that go above the rear diff. Got to drop the whole rear diff. Well, I left the axles inside. I just pulled them away from the diff and pulled these out. I also did the upgraded rear diff bushing since I had the upgraded transmission and engine mounts as well, which are custom. So don't ask me where I bought them because they don't make them. They're custom made. And that's the big rear diff bushing. So yeah, Sasha's full drivetrain is pretty much built, including the engine and transmission, of course. And she has literally the biggest axles in the game. Look how big her rear axles is. That's crazy. That's like 2 inches, 2¼ maybe 2.5 seem like. Look, that's thick as hell. She got the biggest rear axles in the game, so no need to upgrade them.
A few moments later.
All right, so as you guys know, it's not a lot of room to do anything under here anyways, but this is where both transmission lines go over the rear axle. And you can see I have everything totally separated now. All the way down. For anyone that doesn't know, neither the hot or cold line is actually exposed to the elements. Both of these lines are covered by the lower splash shields, and you will never see them or anything could ever touch them once the splash shields and aluminum heat shields are installed again. I even moved the cold line on the outside of this bracket here. And this is the area where I'm using the magnets. And this is extremely strong. Like, you couldn't pull it down if you wanted to. If you hang on it hard enough, you're gonna pull it down, but it's extremely strong. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 magnets on here holding it up. Well, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that gave me enough area and surface area on the body to separate those lines. And you see the thermostat is there, improved racing thermostat. And then the lines stay separated all the way, hold on a minute, all the way to the transmission, where it goes into the transmission here. All right, and I'm not gonna tell you guys anything about that. That's personal business, but yep, she ready. Transmission job is done. Now it's time to get to those bags in the back. So these are the factory bag. Well, this is the factory bag and that's the new bag. No, this is definitely not OEM because you can't buy these anymore. But I don't think this bag had a problem. The bag that had the problem is on the passenger side, well, driver side. This bag came out of this side, and it's extremely easy. All you want to do is, let me show you guys how easy this is. You just want to drop this shield here, unplug the compressor, which is right there, and take the red and the blue line out with a 10mm wrench. It releases all of the air and it stops the pump from kicking on when it's not in. Then it's a push clip on the bottom and you twist it and snatch it down and boom, it's it. I mean, this is literally the easiest job you can do. If you're paying BMW dealership to do this job, you need your butt kicked, because this is the easiest job you can do on this car, even easier than the oil change. So yeah, I'm gonna get this bag installed in reverse fashion, and then we're gonna get over to this side to get this one uninstalled, so I can hopefully see if it was a hole in it or something, or wherever it decided to give up, but it definitely gave up. All right, I have the rear bags replaced. That's the passenger side. That one was hell. Like, the little clips on the bottom barely wanted to, you know, connect to where it's supposed to go. And this, the problem side, is all brand new now. This side was super easy. I might end up replacing these rear shocks too, and they definitely expensive because they're EDC shocks. And the only reason I say that is because the other side, when I test, you know, how much they suck back up, because usually, you know, when the wheel isn't on there and you pop the airbag out, the rear shock will try to pull the assembly up. This side pulled up a lot stronger than the other side. But I mean, as of now, they both work. But you know, probably, you know, next year or something like that, I just replace them anyways with the FCP Euro lifetime warranty, you know, just so in case this happen again. All right, gang, so we got as much as we could done. As you can see, the transmission lines are separated, so one won't heat up the other and, you know, make the transmission cooler itself useless. We got those separated fully. The car is back together, new airbags on the rear. You know, the shocks are holding on right now, so if I don't have to spend $5,000, I'm not. So we're gonna let them hold on until they go out. We'll cross that bridge when we cross it. Right behind this passenger side rear wheel well, you will see the hydraulic lines coming from the valve block for the active front and rear suspension if you have active suspension on your X5 or X6, you know. And one of these return hoses that returns fluid to the cooler up front, for that, it's dry rotted, you know. So I wanted to change it, but the reason I didn't change it is because the hose that I bought, which is a FKM lined hose, it's 3/8, and that's a 1-inch hose, because this is all metric. I keep forgetting this is all metric. Even the hard lines, it's 12 millimeters, not half inch. Half inch is 12.7 millimeters. So, you know, my idea to cut the lines and put a compression fitting with AN lines and put a PTFE braided piece there to last forever isn't gonna work for this engine. So, and then another bad thing is, once you introduce air into this system, it's no way to bleed it out. Lock to lock won't work. You have to put it on the computer, put the tires on, lower the car, and it dances from side to side like this, very aggressively, might I add, and that forces the air out of the system. You know, kind of like the Mercedes that jumps up and down, the Maybach SUV, you know, Sasha does something similar to that. So, but we're not going to be doing that. I mean, the line is just holding on now. It's not very dry rotted. There's like a little crack in it, you know, and that's just in the top layer of the hose. So we'll cross that bridge when we cross it as well. Yeah, guys. So, I mean, the maintenance, what we needed to get done. She should be perfectly ready to go back to the track. Soon as those intercoolers come back, I'll show you guys those intercoolers, install them. We'll do a couple of pulls on the street to make sure that the intake temps are the same on both sides of the engine, then go back to the track to try to get this power down. So like, share, and subscribe, and AutoLust out.